Welcome to Video Game Crunch, your new video game podcast obsession, featuring your hosts, Anthony, Jake, and Zach. Now, sink your teeth into this exciting installment of Video Game Crunch.
It's not a tumor. That's right. So put the cookie down and get to the chopper.
All right.
Yeah, I'm coming in hot. Video Game Crunch. What is up, everybody? I am Anthony DeSillis, and I am joined here today by my co-hosts. One of them's here in person.
Yeah, I'm Jake Redfield, and I'm here in person, apparently.
And I'm a disembodied voice.
Yeah. Fortunately, Zach could not make it tonight, so we
No.
just have him, on the line.
On the line.
There in spirit. I'm here through the power of the internet, though.
Long-time viewer, first-time caller.
Yeah, we love spirits. I don't know.
You guys got the Ouija board planned?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. And it says Zach is not here. That's very, very, very weird that it actually said that.
Oh, that's weird. Don't pay any mind to that. Actually,
Yeah, please don't.
So, what is up, everybody? It's been a pretty mild week, I would say, in gaming news. What do you think, Jake? Anything?
Yeah, nothing really too much popped out at me.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing like last week where we covered, violence, which is a very, very broad and detailed topic, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
it was a good time to cover it too. Well, I mean, not good time for that's a bad word to use, but
Good
it was
time
a
for the
very,
media.
It was a
right?
great time.
it was a
I'm
very
glad we were able to
opportune
talk about
time
it.
to. It was a you know
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say.
I completely understand that.
Well, what else is going on, Zach, with you? With anything going on? Anything cool? Anything fun, exciting?
Other than I guess just the games I've been playing still are Monster Hunter and a little bit of Overwatch, but there's some new events that came out in not Overwatch, Monster Hunter, like some event quests that they came out with this week.
Like,
Pretty cool.
what is that? Like, inform
So-
me. I haven't played it in a while.
They do like these cycling event quests where basically for a certain time period, it also depends on the console you're playing. You can get these limited quests, which will give you like these very limited or rare rewards. They just launched the Horizon Zero Dawn crossover content on
Oh,
PS4
that's awesome.
last week, I think. So you can get like a full armor set that makes you look like the main character from Horizon Zero Dawn, and like a bow that matches her bow in the game. And then this week they launched a new event quest that gives you a helmet that looks pretty suggestive. You look like a giant
Suggestive.
worm. Yeah,
I see where you're going with that.
yeah, it just turns her head into a giant worm.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, but it's pretty hilarious. And
Okay.
it's pretty cool. It's like free. It's just free like content they add to the game every so
Is
often.
this cosmetic or they actually have like armor value?
Oh, it has armor value
it's-
and it
yeah.
has like a function. It's like actually not bad too.
Okay, interesting.
I remember when they had that Palico armor. That's like, I think I still use that armor because it's the best thing I can get right now for my Palico.
That Horizon Palico armor.
Yeah. So, okay.
That's what's
You've
new
been
with
playing
that.
Yeah, I still haven't picked up Monster Hunter. I just have so many other games to play. Like, I've been playing.
Whoa. Well, then I guess we're gonna just go right into it. Then let's just talk. Hey, Jake, what are you playing?
I mean, we kind of like.
Zach just kind of jumped
I mean, that's just you asked me, and now
I
Yeah.
asked you what's going on.
that's what's been going on.
I mean, what's going on implies what games we've been playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just took the first spot this week.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you,
Jake,
Zach.
what are you playing?
I've been playing Hunt Showdown still, which is, the Battle Royale style game. It's made by Crytek, who made Crysis. And it's been fun, Get one partner with you, get to duke it out with other people, a bunch of zombies. It's actually a pretty good zombie game. Like, I know we've had a ton of them over the past years, but this one feels like pretty nice.
Is it just me, or I feel like zombie games have kind of died out a little bit? Though.
They
They're not as
have
common.
died down. Same with the World War II games. Now they're
Yeah.
making a comeback again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's rumored that the new Battlefield is going to be World War II. Like the Battlefield 2. They're actually going to call it Battlefield 2, which is upsetting.
Mm.
What about you? What have you been playing?
What have I been obsessing over? It was Monster Hunter.
I wish it
And-
still was.
Yeah.
It should be. I haven't really played it that much, but I definitely got sucked into Stardew Valley really bad, like really bad.
Quite honestly,
Really
I'm
bad.
surprised. Like I was really surprised when you first told me that.
I've heard about it for years. You know, people saying, "Oh, it's so much fun. It's relaxing." There's, I didn't really know much about it, and I got it. So, like, because I thought Danielle would like, 'cause she's playing, this little farm game on her phone. I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, there's this cool farm game on the Switch that I could get."
That makes sense.
And she played it for a little bit and got frustrated. I was like, "All right, let me try it out." And oh god, last night I was up till 4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning, like playing Stardew Valley. How do you
Yeah.
do that?
I got really good
Jesus.
at fishing.
I gotta be honest. I love fishing and like
it's fun, but it's relaxing, but it gives you a sense
It's
of
relaxing
challenge.
in a sense that it keeps you up until 4:30 in the morning.
I forced myself. I could have kept going, but I was like, I really should go to bed. I haven't done that in years,
Okay.
but yeah, man, it's just. And now I'm like watching people on Twitch, playing Stardew or looking up like wikis and stuff because I want to know everything I can about it.
Right.
I'm
But I feel like
so
you're
sucked in.
doing it wrong in a sense that you need to explore and experience everything yourself, not like how to min-max things.
Well, here, all right. So I got through like the first 2 seasons pretty much just by myself, where
Okay.
I've gotten really far into the mines where you like
You fight,
you get
right?
you gotta
Okay.
kill enemies, or you mine basically gems and whatever. Again, we got real heavily into fishing, and I'm working on my crops and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I did everything, and then it was like, all right, I'm on the 3rd season now. Winter's coming up when you can't grow crops.
Right.
I need to know
You
once.
gotta use a greenhouse, right?
Well, once spring comes around, or winter, spring, yeah. So when spring comes around, I want to jump back into it. Year 2, really start heavily getting into crops and animals and all that stuff. So
Okay.
that's kind of what I'm doing now, is just watching that stuff.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
yeah, it's got me hooked. I was just playing it even minutes up before we started streaming because
Yeah.
I just
And
need
you
to
were
keep-
watching like multiple streamers at the same time. which-
Yeah.
that's always really I encourage with certain kinds of games. I encourage that kind of like involvement.
Yeah.
I don't think you should do that with every kind of game where you can
No, definitely not.
look up stuff, but certain games like definitely Monster Hunter is that kind of game where when you get to a certain point, you need to look up certain things.
Yeah,
or
like
ask,
if you
look
want
for
like
help.
a certain piece of armor or certain weapon, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I want to like focus on that.
Mhm.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
so I usually encourage that, but I can
Right.
see why you'd say like, oh, you need to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, maybe like the first year. Then after that, it's just like, okay, now I want to like do something a little better now.
Yeah, and there's like this whole mechanic of trying to be friends with everybody in the town. So
That's hard to do.
Yeah, so I was
Not
kind
everyone's
of
friendly.
I was just making sure I know who likes what, where people live, where they go on their spare time, and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much the only. I mean that, and then of course I'll throw on some mobile games once in a while, but
Yeah.
that's about it. It's just Monster Hunter and Stardew.
I still haven't played any mobile games, really.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Do you have any inclination to play like anything
On
Mobile?
mobile? No, not really.
Nothing?
Like my phone is literally like a Reddit machine. That's
Mm.
basically all I use my phone for. I don't even know why I upgraded to like the newest phones.
Well,
Part of me wishes I didn't play as many mobile games.
how many games do you play, Zach?
Regularly, I play 2.
Which are
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and Fire Emblem Heroes, and I play them religiously, like every single day.
right.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like I talked about this, I think last week a little bit. The time is added. Like I don't realize how much time I spend. It's a few minutes over like here and there over the course of the day, but it adds up.
Right. I mean, like I said, the last game I played was like Pokemon Go, and that was like the month that it was hot. I haven't really picked up anything from there.
What kind of game would you play to get you into mobile? Like, what would it need to look like or be? Like, is there a game series that you would like to see on mobile?
No, not exactly. I mean, they have Chrono Trigger on mobile. I don't know why I haven't gave that a shot. I like really love that game.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I couldn't really do like first person shooters because I don't know how it handles. I don't like how
Oh
it
God,
handles.
no! I would never.
something like that. No.
It's definitely like it's not for everybody, but for
Right.
people who can get into it or who can find a game, it's it's almost like a substitute for certain kinds of games.
Yeah. I
Like
would
I can,
rather just like sit down and play a real game than use my
oh yeah,
phone.
me too.
Even if I was at work, I just like I wouldn't feel compelled to just pick up my phone and start playing a game off of it.
I just really like it for the convenience, where I don't have to be somewhere particular, like home, to like play Monster Hunter or something. I can. It's a game I enjoy, and I can play it wherever and whenever I want. I think
Yeah,
it's a big appeal to me.
that's definitely true. That's a good point right there.
Well,
Yeah.
anything else? Any other games you guys are playing or anything like that?
I got back into playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I picked that up the other night with a friend because we took like a long hiatus from that because we were just kind of getting burned out from it. So we decided, we're gonna take like a month break. So we picked it up like I guess a couple nights ago, and we were playing, and we were having just as much fun as like when it first came out. And I really, really enjoyed it.
You play on
I still
PC,
have
right?
to get into that.
I do play on PC, and I'm thinking about trying out Fortnite too, like on PC. I've
Oh,
played
I
it-
really want to get into Fortnite recently. I've been
Yeah.
watching a lot of it, but I actually want to start playing it.
Yeah, I've
What's-
been watching more and more of it. Just I haven't been playing it. I don't know why I haven't downloaded it.
What's drawing you more into Fortnite? Because I know a lot of the PUBG crowd is transferring more over to Fortnite. So what's drawing you into it more?
What's
Me?
strong?
Yeah, Zach. So like, what
Oh,
what makes you wanna get into Fortnite more than
So-
PUBG or anything now?
PUBG, I don't know, because I've been watching both of the games for a while. Like I've been watching them on Twitch for quite a long time. Like not a ton of PUBG and not a ton of Fortnite, but I've been watching and I know about them. I've known about them for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
PUBG I never got into because I just didn't really feel like biting the bullet and spending the cost for the game. And
Yeah.
it's a game that I'm not like really I wasn't really drawn into the whole like arena 100-person arena games last man standing thing. But then it was actually this past Friday. I was at a friend's house and we saw they loaded up the game and played it for a few minutes, and it
Mhm.
like actually seeing it in person, like seeing it's kind of weird to say like seeing it in person as opposed to watching somebody play it on Twitch. They're
Yeah.
kind of the same thing, but
Mhm.
seeing them play in person made me, and like opening up some loot boxes and stuff made me want to try it more.
Well, loot boxes will get you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I did play a little bit on the Xbox, but I absolutely hate doing shooters on the Xbox. But it actually felt really good, like the shooting and whatnot. Just I want to be able to like translate my PC skills into Fortnite because I watch streamers and they build fortresses so fast and like it's ridiculous. So I want to be able to like do something, but I know when I first starting out, I'm probably not going to have that much fun because I'm going to be like I'm going to suck at it pretty much.
Yeah, I'm sure it has like a pretty high learning curve.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like one of those easy to get into entry games, but like once you get to the higher levels, it's like really really hard. Whereas like PUBG, it's like pretty much everyone's on a level playing field. There's no building and whatnot. It just matters on your aim and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that's a big draw to the games though, is the people that competitive aspect is really, really big these days, where people
Right.
want to be able to play a game where they can compete directly with other people and know they're better than somebody else.
Right.
That's a big thing right now.
Yeah. So definitely Fortnite is something I want to get into. What about you, Andy? Any desire?
No.
No.
I mean,
Wow.
I just because I played PUBG that one time and
well, you
just-
played on the Xbox version,
Yeah,
which is
so there's
literally
that.
playing like PowerPoint. Like,
well,
it's horrible.
what keeps me from Fortnite basically I think is the whole building aspect, because I don't feel like I'm creative enough to actually utilize that whole aspect of the game. to
It's basically just building walls and ramps.
Well, yeah, and I feel like I'll get too flustered. I mean, just those battle royale games in general, your heart's already racing because you want to survive and you got people you're going against. To add that other element of like, all right, I need to build stairs just to go up and get a whole elevation or a different view,
Yeah.
and then you never know somebody's behind you, or it's just. I
Right.
feel like I probably wouldn't be too good at it.
Right. Which is understandable. I mean,
Yeah, but I have nothing against it. Like I love how big it's become, how much people
Oh, yeah.
really enjoy it.
their
and-
updates they put out for it have been like pretty stellar
Yeah.
lately. Like they do like almost probably more than a month, like more than 2 updates a month, which
Yeah.
it's like it really keeps it feeling fresh and keeps it feeling like new. Whereas PUBG is like there's really been nothing and it's getting stagnant.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, we did send out another community question this week.
Okay.
Put it up on Facebook. Jake, did you put it on? You put it on Twitter, right?
I did not put it on.
Oh, that's
Twitter.
right, you did.
Wow, Jake.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
No, like I don't know. I feel like we should do the community question earlier in the week to get like more answers instead of like right at the weekend. Whereas
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still new. Well, somewhat new. We're still working on it,
yeah.
trying to see what works, what people think.
So this
Work in
week, our
progress.
question was, what game or game series would you have someone play to get them into gaming? Somebody who knows nothing about games but is interested in giving it a shot. So, right off the bat, we got our friend Keanu. He was on the show. He says just Nintendo for any, I guess, a system.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, Super
Yep,
Mario
same here.
Brothers, and then Pokemon. I think those are the perfect answers. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, Pokemon might be like a little too intense for someone's first.
Yeah, I was
game.
just thinking that.
But like, if you give them Mario, say like, I think I even input on this question. I said Mario Odyssey because that game is just built around being fun and like it's very easy to play and it's easy to pick up. And I feel like that will like click with someone who's trying to get into gaming. Like, oh wow, this is really fun.
see, I think
I agree.
with the whole aspect of Mario in general is just that genre of platforming. It's so simple, even if it's like a side scrolling or if it's 3D, it doesn't matter. It's just simple of, this is in your way, jump over this, get here, do this.
Right.
It's simple enough to understand. And it's,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even if you go back to the old controller where it's just a D-pad and 2 buttons, it's just simple. And
Yeah.
it's not difficult at all.
What was I gonna say? I think the new Super Mario Bros. For Wii U would be like a perfect example because that game's like really easy, so it'll make people feel good when they like, rack up a whole bunch of one-ups and whatnot.
Yeah, it's easy to get accomplished in those kind of games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
Here's a twist on that. Okay, so inevitably, you know how they've been releasing the classic, like the NES classic, all that stuff.
Yes.
If they were to release any of those consoles, and I know we're going to go to the rest of the responses, but
yeah.
which of those old consoles you think would be the best to give somebody to get them into video games?
Super Nintendo, honestly.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah. Just for Super Mario World, honestly. Like if I were to
Okay.
get someone that
What about you,
there's a
Ed? What do you
couple, like yeah, go for
What?
it.
What?
What
So
do you
if they
think?
were to release like a, you know how they have all those old classic consoles coming out now,
Oh, yeah,
where they
yeah, yeah.
have like a bundle of games. What do you think would be the best one to give somebody to get them into gaming? Because it has a bunch of old school games, but like
That's hard because I mean it's definitely proven that old games back then, even though they were like easier to get into, the games themselves were more difficult. And I think
Yeah.
to get somebody in to gaming from an older game with the graphics and the difficulty level, I really am interested to see what a Nintendo 64 mini or just a remake in general would be like, because it's updated enough where the controller is different, the graphics are updated a little bit, and then you have just so much genres and so many different games that you can get into, like the Marios, like Mario 64. That was basically my first real, I don't even know how, I guess a consoles game that made me feel like, wow, this is something different. This is something
Right.
amazing that I really want to get into.
Uh,
And it's easy to jump into. I mean,
I think I'm gonna like counterpoint that. The
How dare
controller
you.
might be like a little confusing
oh,
for
well, I
someone.
mean,
Like
Yeah.
just look at the controller.
yeah, it looked like a grappling hook.
It looks like, yeah, that's a good point.
But I mean, just those. If you could come up with a different controller for those kind of games, like even like Yoshi's Story, or your Super Smash Brothers, you got your RPGs, you've got your fighting games, you've got all kinds of stuff. I think the 64 would definitely be a good idea.
It's definitely a good choice.
Yeah.
I still
yeah,
think.
that was the answer I was leaning towards. I was just curious to hear what you guys.
What about you? You thought 64 as well?
I would say probably Nintendo 64, but I'm
Mhm.
also slightly biased. I feel like just because that's where a lot of my first video game experiences that I remember are from. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I really feel like they have a good solid few games that are like really good to get people into gaming, aside from the
Okay.
controller.
And I
makes
think with
sense.
games like those, like you see those kind of games being made constantly, even to this day. Like even if you look back at a Sonic game, how many like Sonic remake, well not remakes, but copies do you see now? Like nobody's really trying to go for,
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
or like Echo the Dolphin,
there's a
all
lot of
this old stuff on
platformers now,
Sega.
like the 3D platformers. When you got
Yeah,
like Ukulele, well, that's like more of a Banjo Kazooie.
yeah, that's the spiritual
Or
successor.
like, what is that? Fox's Lucky Tale or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what was
yeah.
that supposed to be like a remake of. I don't really even
I don't
know.
think
I
it's
don't think it wasn't a remake.
It was,
was
just like
just
a platform
yeah.
kind of game.
Oh, okay.
I think it was basically just like the kids' version of Banjo Kazooie.
Yeah, and then you got like Hat in Time, which is like
Mhm.
very good game. Which is like people put that higher than Ukulele when it comes to the platforming.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I really want to get Ukulele though. Like,
I haven't
really-
yet to play it, but I do have a friend that did play it, and he said he really, really liked it.
I want to get it just because I love Banjo Kazooie 1 and 2. I played the crap out of them, and since this is supposed to basically be like their remake, but for the modern age, I really want to get into it.
Yeah, that's true.
So back to the community question, we've got Ryan Brust who said he had his wife playing WoW for a while.
World
World of Warcraft.
That is crazy to hear, honestly.
Now, his reasoning was, he said it was good because she could just wander around and learn at her own pace, which is good.
Yes.
It says now she's hooked on the Breath of the Wild, which I definitely can see that transition. So basically what he's saying is, get a game that's got something you can learn or play at your own pace, get a good campaign, stuff like that.
Okay, I can see that.
Now, what do you think about the whole World of Warcraft? Do you think that was...
I think that's a little too much for someone that doesn't know what gaming is, because yeah, it might seem like it's very easy to pick up for the first few levels, but then it gets like super complicated. Like there's so many things like going on at the same time.
Yeah. Zach, did you play World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I played WoW for a couple years actually.
little bit,
This
yeah.
is like 2011 or so, but I played it for a couple years, and actually, as I think a little bit about 2 years ago. But
Yeah, I mean, I've never played it, but like you're playing with other people in the world. Can't people kind of be like jerks in that game too? And like,
yes and no.
Yeah.
It depends when they were playing. I know nowadays that they make it like a lot more casual, and it's like it's as player versus player friendly as you want it to be.
Right.
You don't really have to interact much with other people to fight them. You can just do like you can just run dungeons and stuff with other people for fun, getting help
There's-
from people essentially.
There's also servers you can choose. You can choose to purely do like a player versus environment server where it's like you can't attack anyone else in the other faction unless you pick the PvP server, which is the player versus player.
Right.
So there's really it depends on which server you want to do. Like,
The reason it's so appalling to me that I think that's a good game to introduce somebody to is that it's a very involved game. Well,
yes.
I mean, I guess you can say it's as much involved as you want it to be, but even like you have to be pretty like I feel like you have to be pretty savvy to even get into World of Warcraft, to even like
Yes.
play it with a mouse and keyboard. You have to be
I'm sure he was kind of like guiding her along a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, but it's just it's like those MMO style games. You need to be like I feel like mouse and keyboard is not a good place to start somebody into video games,
Oh, I agree.
and you
I mean,
can't really
if
play WoW
it-
with a controller. I don't think.
Maybe
If it
like
would
a
work for
point and
them.
click game would be good for someone to start
Point-
with.
Yeah. Maybe
That would
that's a good alternative.
Like putt putt or whatever. Remember that back in the day.
So our last one we have is from Debbie Salvatore. She says she got her sister playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Wow, that's I haven't played that, but I feel like that's really intense.
Well, I think it kind of. Well, I haven't played it either, so I can't even say if it's kind of like the same open world aspect. But
Yes.
she said she started playing it on her game and then became so obsessed that she started on her own.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That is really cool. I haven't even played that game yet, but I do want to.
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get that one soon. Because I actually have some news on Horizon Zero Dawn.
All right.
Ooh.
I mean, considering
hear
since
it.
that was all the replies we got for the community question. Oh, well, I mean, Zach, do you have anything else that you want to say about, like, because you on the game series,
On the what?
on the game series, you would introduce somebody?
Oh no! I mean, I really think it's. I think it's hard to say exactly which game. I'm really leaning towards like N64 and then probably like Super Mario 64 or some kind of Mario game. I really think it's just like a Mario game
Yeah,
would be a
Yeah.
really good game to start with.
Definitely.
I'm just not sure which one I would settle with.
All right.
Nintendo like built their empire around being fun and casual, so
Yeah.
that's definitely a good choice.
And they are Nintendo. They're all about the family.
Yes, that's true. Family's good. We all love family. Some of us.
All right. Well,
That's
I guess we
about all
can
I have.
transition from from the community question. So, Jake, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
I think it's time to crunch into some news.
That's our sound effect.
Yep, right there on the soundboard.
Yeah. That hit the soundboard button again, I dare you. There it is.
One day we'll get that up.
So,
Yeah.
so this week it's just a smorgasbord of news. It's all over the place. I mean, nothing really too major. Not like last week, whereas we were getting controversial stuff. But
Yeah.
I guess we can start with the Horizon Zero Dawn since we were just talking about it. Horizon Zero Dawn is PS4's most successful new first-party franchise, and it sold 7.6 million copies in its first year. It's officially been their year.
That how many copies?
7.6 million.
That's a lot of copies.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter's getting close to that though.
I don't doubt it.
I wouldn't consider that a new IP though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
Yep, this is a new first party
So-
franchise.
Then yeah.
What
That is
about? Would you say like The Last of Us would be a PS4 IP or a PS3 one, since it was on the PS3?
It PS3 because they made a remaster on PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I go with PS3.
I want to know how many copies that sold because I feel like that should have been Sony's biggest game because that game was absolutely incredible from
I
start to
never played
finish. You never played it?
Never played it.
Wow.
I got my PS3 just so I could play the exclusives, and
Yeah.
I think either that was already out or I just never got it when it came out.
Okay.
But it's one of those games that you just hear about. It's got high praise. Everybody plays
Oh
it.
yeah, Naughty Dog is probably one of the top developers in the world when it comes to like gameplay and story.
How long do you think before Last of Us 2? Because I think I've heard rumors that they might be
there's-
working on the
didn't
sequel.
they
They're
tease
making
it.
it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
teased it last E3. Like,
So do you think this E3 will get some decent coverage on it?
yeah,
I think for
so.
sure. I don't think
Yeah.
we're going to get any announcements soon for it, but I know it's being made. I know
Yeah.
it's too good of an IP for them to not make a second one.
Yeah, because their last year E3 was, or it could have been like the PlayStation panel. I forget which one. Where it's just like Ellie, which is the girl in the game. She was playing guitar and singing, so
Mhm.
looks like she's gonna be making a return.
That's right. I did. Yeah, now I'm remembering that one.
Yeah, the music in that game is actually phenomenal too. I love it.
I'm gonna have to pick it up. I definitely want to get on there. And
Yeah, you should
that one a
pick it
shot.
up. Yeah, so I'm actually surprised that that's Sony's like number one.
Really?
Yeah, because I love Bloodborne too.
Oh,
Bloodborne was like another one where it's like I feel like that should have sold a ton, and that was a PS.
was it PS4?
PS3? Yeah, it was PS4. It was
Yeah,
a
Bloodborne's PS4.
exclusive. Yeah.
Did it come out on the PS4 or did it come out on
No,
PS3?
it came out only on PS4.
Hmm.
I'm upset they didn't make it.
Speaking of, I don't know if it's part of the news. Were you going to talk about the PlayStation Plus lineup?
Yep,
or
we'll
not?
get to that. I guess we could just talk about it now because we're pretty much done with the Horizon Zero Dawn. So Sony dropped some news about their PlayStation Plus. This month has a stellar lineup for their PS4 games.
Yes.
So it's going to be Bloodborne and
Yes.
Ratchet and Clank, and I think is there another one on there?
Some PS3
Yeah.
or Vita games that no one cares about, I guess.
So that's awesome that we're getting actual real titles coming in.
Yeah.
But
mean-
alongside with that, they announced that starting next year, PS3 and Vita will no longer be getting free games. With,
That's
with
kind of
their Plus.
upsetting, but they got to move on eventually, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe
what's
this
really...
maybe this is a really weird sign that they're gonna do something new with those. Maybe they're gonna make a new Vita successor or something. I know that's a really like grasping for straws, but
I
Maybe.
think they're
you never
done
know.
with the handhelds.
I think if they make a new handheld, they need to market it because I don't think anyone knows what a Vita is
Yeah.
outside of the gaming world. Like, they'll be like, oh, it looks like a PSP or something
Mhm.
like that.
I think it's one step closer, unfortunately, to them killing off the Vita. And then,
I mean, what are your thoughts of if? So I know you loved Vita, Anthony,
yes.
and I know it was a pretty successful console. I guess I haven't looked at the numbers, but
Mhm.
what would you feel if they did step away from the Vita and the PS3 and supporting those kinds of things,
I
and
honestly-
instead put their
Uh-huh.
focuses into the PS4 and solely just focus on everything onto their home consoles?
I feel like they've actually kind of already started that process. they've kind of been straying away from media altogether on the Vita.
Okay.
So it's definitely just one step closer to shoving it in its own grave, which is unfortunate because, like you said, I do like the Vita. I think it was very intuitive. I think it, just being able to hold it, it was good. I like the whole touchpad on the back. And then how you can incorporate it with the remote play on your PS4. So it's
I felt like
unfortunate.
it didn't feel good to hold.
Really, you didn't like it?
Yeah, I needed like the grips to put on it in order to actually use it. I just felt like it wasn't comfortable for me.
That's
Especially when
surprising.
you're like using like a first person shooter, you got like two sticks and you gotta like, kind of do the claw with your hand. It just wasn't comfortable.
Well, let's be honest here. What shooter feels good in any handheld, though?
I don't know.
So the answer to that is
Doom
none.
for the
Doom.
Switch. I would call
Oh
that
well,
one.
all right.
Yeah, it's first person. Right
I was
there.
going with like DS. And
Oh, okay.
Oh,
DS.
yeah.
I keep forgetting that the Switch.
Would you
technically-
classify the Vita as like a full-fledged console, like the
Mm,
Switch?
yeah, it had some home console games on there. Like
Mhm.
what was it? A Final Fantasy 10-2? That was on the Vita.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that came out with
they
the
had an
remake, but like
Uncharted game.
Gravity Rush,
Yeah,
stuff
it
like
was
that.
it was a powerful handheld. It was very
Mhm.
close to being like a home console.
Yeah. So I think it's unfortunate. And then the PS3, like I mean, my PS3 just sits in my room and it's basically a Netflix box. But
My PS3 had the yellow light of death, so
did it really?
Mhm.
yeah.
Wow.
So I never really got
Mine's
to
still kicking.
finish the games I played, which kind of stinks.
Mm.
I think another thing that hurt the Vita though was the memory cards, like the
Oh
proprietary.
yeah, that was so
Like you had to
stupid.
buy the Sony Vita memory cards. Like you couldn't put your own in there, and they were so expensive. Like if you wanted like a 32 gigabyte memory card, it would cost you like $70 to $80 for that. Which
Yeah,
was
it was
insane.
it was a straight up money grab, and it was crazy.
I didn't have that problem with when I got my Vita. I just got a regular SD card and threw it in. And it works.
I don't think that's true because you can't do that.
I will go get my Vita right after and show you.
I don't think you could save games on it.
I have multiple games on there.
Say no. I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
All right, I'm a liar.
We can move on from that though.
Anyway, Zach, any final thoughts on Sony's deciding to push that stuff out?
I'm super excited about Bloodborne coming out for free. I mean, granted, you don't get the DLC, I don't think. But Bloodborne is a fantastic game if you're into. Okay, let me preface that by it's not for everybody. It's a really difficult game, but
Yeah.
if you can get past like the Dark Souls or Soul series mechanics and get into it, it is a phenomenal game with one of the best stories. And like, well, the story itself isn't amazing, but the setting and the lore is phenomenal. It's definitely on my probably top 5 games of all time. Myself.
It's really good.
I love the game. It's so good.
The thing about the story is you learn it through the gameplay, and like there's like little, I guess, writings and stuff. Just like all the other Dark Souls games, there's not like huge cutscenes of like dialogue and whatnot. It's like you learn it through experience, which
And also, like
sense.
you have to go out of your way to experience the story in this game. You have to like read item descriptions and weapon descriptions that you pick up to get like further insight into certain things. Most of it's like
there's a ton of lore.
yeah, exactly. And it's not like main story stuff, but it's lore and it's really cool.
All right.
Well, you guys are just making me want to play it less and less.
Why?
Just we gotta read weapons.
Oh my
and
gosh,
you gotta
reading.
read all
Oh
this-
no.
No, but like
My only enemy.
you, whatever. So next one I've got, what is it? The Mexican Runner? I guess that's his handle.
Mexican
Beats
Runner.
every Cuphead boss on regular in 24 minutes.
I bought Cuphead.
Did you play it?
I did not play it. I played the first boss. And I was like, this is really neat. Look at this drawing. Look at this sound. And then I stopped playing it.
Zach, you had some time with Cuphead.
I did. I didn't beat it. Solely because I was gonna do it with Kelly. I was gonna try and beat it with Kelly, and we just haven't really played it again. But I love the game, and that's pretty insane.
Yeah, I tried it. I beat a couple bosses on it, but there's no way I could. I can't just sit there and try and beat that whole game straight. I'd be too frustrated.
Yeah, I don't think I could either. And I'm not terrible at those games. I'm okay at them. And I don't even think I could do that either.
Did he do it through the main story, or is there a boss?
No,
rush
it was
mode?
through the story.
Okay. I'm liking more and more of these speedrunning things. Like that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, every episode we've been talking about different speedrunners doing different games and
Yeah,
their
I like
strategies
that.
and stuff. Yeah.
I like that. I think we should make that a pretty normal thing. I love talking about speedrunning stuff. And at the time, I actually
Definitely.
wanted to get into speedrunning myself, but never did.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, next I've got we've all got Switches here, right?
Yes, we all do.
Have any of you guys noticed your playtime being erased? Because so it's been a year since the Switch came out, and people are noticing that their playtimes for their games are being reset.
That's upsetting, honestly.
Okay, tell us why.
Because I like to have that information. It's just like, oh, you have like 120 hours in this game, and it's like it's gone now. It's like, oh man, that's like a part of me just dies pretty much.
I mean, it's definitely something they need to fix, and Nintendo has acknowledged that that's an issue and they're working on it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I haven't gone back and seen like how many hours I put into Zelda since it came out. I mean, I'm not like crying over it.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that it keeps that though, because it doesn't
Yeah.
tell you that in the game. The game doesn't tell you how long your save is played for.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
a cool
only
feature.
in the menu thing, and I'm actually I'm sad that that's happening, and I'm actually well, I actually don't play my Switch much right now just because I'm playing other things, but I'm like hesitant to turn on my Switch because I don't know if I'll be affected by that because it's not everybody. I don't think.
No,
Okay,
it's
so-
kind of it's hit or miss.
Yeah, and I would actually I would be pretty upset if I lost that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's granted it's just a number of how long you played the game, but I like
That's-
having that number there.
Right. It's like on my Steam, like Steam tracks how many hours you play a game, and like if I lost that from my games, I'll be like devastated because like all my hours in Counter Strike would just be gone. It would mean nothing to me then. Pretty much.
You can't show it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they have the in-game tracker
Yeah.
of how many hours you play and whatnot, which is good.
Stardew
It's-
Valley tracks how long I've been playing.
Yeah,
That-
what is it?
I feel like that's
3
kind of
days?
almost like an achievement.
I've had it
Yeah.
for a week, and I think I have like 30 hours on it.
I agree with you, Zach. It is like an achievement.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go nuts for achievements, and I'm not one of them.
I'm not
used to.
either, but I just really like knowing, or not even knowing. It's just like, it's I don't know. There's like something satisfying seeing that number going up. You know?
Yeah, I used to love achievements like when I had more time to go for them, but now it's like I just want to like get through this game pretty much.
Yeah,
Since I don't
I
have
feel
a lot
that.
of time.
So I don't know if you guys heard there was speculation that Trump and the whole administration was going to be in touch with the gaming community. Well, not the community, but
ESRB.
yep, and they're going to talk about more restrictions on violent games and blah blah blah, all that spiel.
Right.
But apparently it didn't happen, and there was never any real, I guess, connection to talk to him about it.
What would they talk about? Like,
He wants to, put more restrictions on video games and make violent video games inaccessible to more people.
it's already a thing.
Well,
I think he just needs to get people more educated on like the rating system, because you really can't buy an M-rated game unless you're 17, and you know what that means. It just means parents are buying their kids a game.
yeah.
Like that's all it really is.
And if they don't care enough to really look into the game before they buy it for their kid, then that's on them.
Maybe kids are buying it through a shop and they're not IDing them, and maybe the shop needs to be fined like significantly.
Well, what about
I think
like,
that's
online gaming?
already in place though. I think there is like if they actually get caught selling to somebody who's not supposed to buy it, I think there is some kind
Oh
of
yeah, if they
fee or
get
something
caught,
have to pay.
Yeah. I feel like it should be like an amount where it's just like they will never want to do that ever though. Like find them like $10 billion or something. No, not that much.
that's a lot. That's pretty excessive.
Not that
Yeah,
much.
that's a little much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now,
I just think
what
it's because like I think they just turn a blind eye to it honestly, because they're selling a game, they're making a profit, so they don't really want to like whatever. It's like, hey, this kid's gonna get the game, but hey, we're gonna make $60. Like
Right.
Now,
I
right.
think they
What
most of the
about-
time just look the other way.
What about people who buy games online, like through Amazon? Either the kids do it by themselves. They have access to their parents' account, or they say, "Hey, mom, dad, I want this game," and they just buy it on Amazon. They don't really look at, oh, it's rated M, or what's wrong.
It's on the parents, I think.
Yeah, I agree, but that's gonna become. I feel like it's slowly becoming more of a problem because I don't think there's much. It's like a per game kind of thing. It's
Mhm.
it can be really bad if a certain type of game gets in the hands of somebody who's not prepared for that.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like it's starting to become more of an issue because of how easy it is to buy games and to
Oh,
just throw it on
yeah.
a wish list. Be like, hey, for my birthday, I got everything I want on my wish list, and they'll just like buy that stuff on Amazon. It's like they don't look at what they're getting them. So
Exactly.
Right.
I
That's
think
true.
that's a problem.
Well, kind of going along with the whole violent video games thing, we'll go with there was a 16-year-old who was banned from playing violent video games. He was actually taken to court and was ordered by a judge he's not allowed to play violent video games anymore.
How are they going to enforce that?
I
Is my
have
question.
no idea. So what happened was apparently there was a video of him playing undisclosed game. They don't have the title or whatever. But and he was complaining about how people were, complaining too much about school shootings and all this stuff. And he said that if people keep complaining about it, he's going to shoot up his school.
Well, that's dumb. He shouldn't have said that.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's terrible.
yeah, so that obviously got negative feedback, and he was taken to court. So yeah, the ruling was he's banned from playing violent video games, and the judge himself said you can play Mario Kart all you want, but you cannot play violent video games. So they took away his phone. I guess all his games have just
Where
been
are his parents in
confiscated.
this situation? Like,
I have no idea.
how old was he? 16.
16 years old.
Okay. So
But Mario Kart's good though, you know.
yeah, it is good, but I feel like I don't know. It can be
I
one
think-
of it.
It's also like what qualifies as violent? Because in Mario Kart, you're throwing bombs at people and
Yeah.
and turtle shells. That I mean,
We've
you know,
all
what
seen the
constitutes
Luigi deaths
violence?
there.
Oh, there's also
Exactly.
the AK-47 pickup too. Like, in
Yeah,
Mario
you know,
Kart.
it's the rare drop to get it. In
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that I don't know what isn't it. You have to be 17 to buy an M-rated game, so he's going to be banned for what, a year before he can play games on his own again.
Yeah.
And what are they going to have, like somebody watching him in his house every day? Like, oh, you can't
No,
play that.
no, don't
nope,
do it.
Nope.
No,
Are
no,
they
no.
really going to pay money for somebody to do that?
Don't do it.
What happens if he does do it?
I'm going to tell the judge.
No, like, is there like
I'm sure there's a fine.
a fine?
I'm sure it's like a probation thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He probably had to pay court fees at least.
probably.
Yeah.
So we have data miners who have found possible brutal costumes in Mario Odyssey. So the brutals are the rabbit enemies.
Brutals.
Yes, the brutals. So with the whole the last update, the Luigi balloon thing, they found that there is a possibility to have those costumes for Mario.
Okay.
I did not hear about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You think that's gonna maybe have some kind of big expansion with them involved, or you think it's just?
I
like-
think it'll just be. I mean, they might come out with another aspect that comes out and then say, "Hey, there's we're adding this to the game, and then we're going to also throw in these costumes." But I don't think it'll be like a major addition.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That's cool. It blows my mind that data miners can even do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's a game on the Switch. That's not even a game on PC.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, I don't know. That's crazy to even think about that stuff. Because it's just like, oh, hey, these guys, they data mined this game and they found this out. But it's like, people don't really think about what they go through to get that information.
Yeah.
How do you
It's
even
crazy.
like start data mining?
I
wonder.
don't even.
That's like
A lot of
mul-
it starts with you have to be able to emulate the game and get it somehow onto PC, which I
Mhm.
know there is some, like, not like full emulation possible for the Switch, but I know there's some mods and stuff, like a homebrew channel kind of thing does exist.
right.
So maybe it's just that community that they don't really talk about it.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
yeah, you have to somehow get it to like a PC, my understanding.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if we talked about it last week or not, but they are making a Harry Potter. I guess you could call it Harry Potter Go, kind of like the Pokemon Go. They showed a trailer this week, and they also announced that you can pre-register for the game, so that when it comes out, you just automatically download it and are ready to go.
Right.
I am definitely excited for that because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and I'm one of the crazy people who are out playing Pokemon Go. I mean, I still play from time to time, so
Right.
it's definitely something that has my interest. What about you, Zach?
I'm gonna pass on that one. I don't think it's like. I'm sure they'll probably improve on the whole Pokemon Go.
Yeah, and it's only like a certain aspect of it, like the catching monsters or whatever, but it's also like an actual game where you have to pick your house, you go to classes, you
You
have
have
to
to
learn
go to
the spell.
class.
Yeah.
That sounds
Oh,
awful.
thanks.
How do you think they
What the
made
heck?
all those Harry Potter games? You just think he's flying around on a broom? No, he has to go to classes and
You have to
learn
go to
stuff.
class and learn things.
I'm
Nah,
done with
I'm
you.
passing on.
I'm
that one.
I'm more interested in just seeing how the game is. I'm not gonna play it, but I do want to just see like people playing it, I guess.
Right.
But I'm
So-
gonna pass on that one.
I got a question for you, Zach. Did you know that you were able to put user reviews on Switch games on Nintendo's website?
I did not know that. That's
Oh, well, I hope you didn't want to do that because they already pulled that feature.
what?
Yeah.
What?
After 5 days,
I've only
they
just
announced
learned.
it. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
announced it that they were going to put it up so any user could make any review on their website for Switch games. And after 5 days, they took that feature away. So it's not, you can't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
I wish
Oh,
I
I
knew
mean-
that because, like,
Yeah.
wait, is it written reviews or
Yeah,
just like
written review.
star reviews?
No, it's written reviews.
Okay,
I
I
feel-
honestly not too surprised. Nintendo, along with like Apple and other certain companies, they don't really care much for user submitted like reviews and stuff because it's just a negative opportunity in their eyes, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Nintendo and the internet, it's not too good too either.
No.
Yeah. Not really surprised, but I'm sad to see that they went through with it and then pulled it. That sucks.
I feel like people were probably trolling too much on the
Yeah, I think
reviews.
that's,
Maybe like
that has a factor.
giving things, like maybe spoiling things for people or putting stuff on there that wouldn't be good for children. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's understandable.
Jake, you're a PC guy. Well, I guess Zach, you
I
are
am
too.
a PC guy.
Yes, I am.
Um,
I'm
in
not a
PC.
robot.
So, Chrono Trigger on the PC came out, and apparently it's a terrible port.
It's apparently a terrible port.
Yeah, you played the original one,
What?
right? Or at least
Yes.
an older version.
I actually, the first time I played it was on the DS when they made it for DS, and I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I never played on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun, though.
Zach, have you ever played Chrono Trigger at all?
I played it. I actually started playing through it with some friends at one of their houses one night, but I only played like one night's worth, and it was only like an hour or two. So it was a fun game though, but I didn't play too much of it.
Definitely gets time travel right. Like, I really like that aspect.
Yeah, I picked it up a little bit. I think it was early last year for the 3DS. Or, well, I guess the DS. I played it to my 3DS.
Okay.
And I got a good portion into it, and then I don't know. It's not that I was thrown off, but like the time traveling thing. But
It's a game that needs your attention.
yeah,
And you have to pay attention to detail when it comes to that kind of thing.
yeah. I kind of lost a lot of the information, and like once it came down to like the point where you have monsters that you can send out to fight and do whatever. I was like, what is happening? And I kind of just stopped playing.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, I don't have a PC, so I don't have to worry about this.
Yeah. I mean, you can pick it up on your phone, too, if you play mobile games.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just play it on my DS if I'm gonna get back into
Is
it.
it?
Yeah.
Isn't it on? I don't know. I feel like it's on Switch. Is it on Switch?
It is
No.
not on Switch.
No.
I
I feel like
not
they
that I know
should.
of. Yeah, I agree.
The last bit of gaming news I have is Magic the Gathering. Zach, this will take you back a little bit. They are
Takes me back.
celebrating their 25th anniversary. 25 years of Magic cards.
I played Magic back
Yeah?
in the day.
Did you?
Yeah. I didn't get much into it because it's an expensive game to get into, that's for sure.
It can be.
It still is. No, absolutely, it is. It's even more so in some cases.
Yeah. But I mostly just played around with my friends. We kind of like didn't really know what we were doing, but
Mhm.
we had a fun time.
Yeah, Zach and I worked at a summer camp for quite a few years, and that was like the big thing with a lot of the kids was Magic. I didn't really know anything about it before going in. Like I played Pokemon when I was younger, kind of got into Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Okay.
when everybody playing Magic the Gathering, I was like, all right, so what is this? And then like my kids, I had 6-year-old kids teaching me how to play Magic the Gathering.
That's pretty neat.
And then like other counselors, and it was just like this whole big thing, and we really got into it. So I
Right.
mean, I had a lot of fun with it, and I know they come out with the console games once a year.
Yeah, the free-to-play trading card game, which...
Well, I mean, there's the free to play, but then there's a regular just.
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know about that.
hmm They come out with one every year. Do you still play at all, Zach, or have any inkling into?
No, I haven't really played it at all, honestly. The most I've done with it is I actually pulled out my cards with the intention to sell them pretty recently.
Okay.
I haven't gone through that yet, but
Yeah.
I did hear about the anniversary, which is pretty cool. I know it's still like super, super popular. More so than I think it's still the most popular card game, I feel like.
I would believe it.
I
But
feel like
that's cool.
Hearthstone is going to take that throne for sure.
Isn't Hearthstone just a computer game?
It is, but it is.
It's not only computer; it's phone and
Yeah.
tablet stuff too, though.
All right, well, so it's
I think
technology
that's where the
based.
industry is going, away from the physical cards onto.
So you don't think
digital
they're missing
cards.
a whole market by not having physical cards that people can play?
Maybe. I mean, it would be really neat if they did have the physical cards, because I would probably buy them.
Yeah,
I feel like they capitalize on the fact that they can digitally issue these cards in a lot easier than going to a store and physically buying them. You get like that immediate like, hey, I just want to buy some packs.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that in
Oh,
Hearthstone.
yeah.
You can't do that in Magic.
Gotcha.
Well, that's all I got for gaming news. You guys got anything that you want to throw in there?
No.
Anything cool happened this week with the gamings that you saw?
No, other than the Bloodborne, I'm really excited about Bloodborne. And actually, I can kind of talk about this where I haven't looked at much of the details yet, but so the Dark Souls and like Demon Souls, I guess the Souls communities types of games,
Mhm.
the communities are really large and really usually pretty active.
Yeah.
So every so often they'll stage like a community event where they'll go back to like, for example, Dark Souls 2, and they'll just get like a mass amount of people say like, hey, this night everybody go back to play Dark Souls 2. We're all going to help each other out and like play PvP and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So they're actually doing this with Bloodborne.
Yeah, I saw
at
that.
this point, which is awesome to see because it's free for everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus, so it's awesome to see that, and I may actually participate in that because I have a couple high level characters.
It's gonna be good for noob hunting, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that'd be terrible because I've never played him, and if I'm gonna hop on, I'm like, oh, this guy seems like he's gonna help me, and then I turn a corner, and then I'm gonna get gangbanged. And,
Well, you'll know when people go into your game because you get invaded, and it'll pop up and say you're invaded, and it's
Yeah.
usually by a name that's like really inappropriate.
Yeah, so that's when the gangbanging starts. Got it.
Yes, exactly.
No, I've definitely had my share of that happen to me. So
All right. Well,
You have any movie news?
I always have movie news.
All right, let's. You want to say the line?
I don't really have one for movies, do I?
Yeah, just crunch into it.
I'm gonna crunch into this. Let's talk about some popcorn pushers.
Okay.
Um,
Popcorn pushers. I like
That's
that.
good.
I had a whole list of movie. All right, I'm gonna get back to that. I got a list of movie names or movie titles I want to talk about.
Let's
later.
talk about these movies.
Well, I meant off air, like popcorn
Off
pushers
air.
and stuff.
Let's not talk about these movies right now.
Anyway,
Let's talk about them
nobody take that.
after we're done broadcasting.
so I don't know if any of you guys know, but Harrison Ford, famous for Indiana Jones, Star Wars, stuff
that
like
guy.
that. He really has no attachment to the Star Wars movies. Like he basically hates himself for doing them.
Yeah.
And recently he was, asked about like, oh, how do you feel about this new guy coming in and doing the new Solo movie? And his quote was, "I don't give a rat's ass about who does it. I don't give a rat's ass who gets his sword." So basically, he just doesn't care about Star Wars. I mean,
Why?
and it's been known for years. He hasn't even watched all the movies. He just basically did it for a paycheck. And it's kind of just like a world he doesn't really like to be affiliated with.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's terrible, I feel like.
he does not care about the new Solo movie or who takes over for him.
That's really upsetting because I feel like it's a huge part of culture and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's just throwing it away. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, he's just
I think-
really.
Well, that makes me think. So I know there's like I don't know if fallacy is the right word, but I know there's like this thing that everybody thinks like, oh, these big movies and these stars, they must love these series that they're playing these roles in. But
Yeah.
because he's like, I feel like he's only one of the few public movie people that say they just don't like it.
Movie people?
Yeah,
Movie
movie
people.
people, I guess. But
Okay.
it makes you think like, how many other people just loathe like these series that they're in and just are doing it for a paycheck? I imagine there's a lot of people out there that are doing this.
Well, it's kind of weird to talk about Harrison Ford because he's pretty much known as like the old grumpy guy in Hollywood. He really just doesn't care about anybody. He's just, Harrison Ford, the old,
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe there's like a ton of people and it's just like they know like you say bad stuff about it, especially in this day and age, you'll get like flack for it.
Yeah.
It's just like frowned upon to be like, man, I hate this series. I feel like that's just in bad taste, in general, like as like an unwritten code.
Well, I've got kind of winding down on time, so I'm gonna just run through as much of these as I can.
Okay.
But so Infinity War. is going to be pretty much the biggest movie this year behind, Black Panther, maybe a couple other things.
What is Infinity War?
You mean it's going to beat Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah, it's not Romeo and Juliet. It's Sherlock Gnomes.
No.
Get it right.
All right.
But
That's
so
how little I care.
you wouldn't even think anything would really go up against it coming out that week. But there's actually 9 movies coming out the same day as Infinity War.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
What are they doing? What are they thinking about?
They really should change their dates, but I think it's too late now.
Push it forward a little bit or something.
Well, here's the thing. Infinity War, they just announced this week that it's actually being pushed up a week, the release date. It's going from May 4th to April 27th, and they did this whole thing with, like, Robert Downey Jr. saying, like, hey, I want the movie to come out early, and they're just like, okay, well, we'll push it up a week.
Yeah, because he said so, let's do it.
Yeah, so that was a pretty funny thing on Twitter. So, but yeah, I just can't imagine any other movie really going up against this Titan. It baffles me. But let alone 9 movies.
Do you think it's because they pushed it up because there's 9 movies coming out? And they're like, you know what, we just want to steal all of their thunder. It's Disney, so I would say yeah, because they want all the money.
I don't know.
That's
I don't really know what their ploy was behind it, but
yeah.
What do we got here? Oh, so with talking about Disney, how they're rolling out all these live action movies, the Disney princesses and everything.
Yeah.
They have a live action Mulan movie that was supposed to. Yeah. It was supposed to come out November 2nd of 2018 this year, and it actually got pushed now to March 27th of 2020.
That's really huge.
Yeah, that's a really big jump.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know if they have just too many different movies, because they're basically doing it on phases where they just have a bunch of different movies coming out.
Okay.
Maybe they just had too much on their plate, or maybe they have to rework, scripting or something. But yeah, it got pushed back a giant chunk. So
interesting.
I was actually interested. I really want to see the Mulan movie.
I haven't seen it since I was a wee lad, so
it's on Netflix.
Is it? Interesting. I gotta watch that again because it's been literally like years upon years.
There's like 2 or 3 of the best songs in that movie. I know, Zach, you're fond of a couple of the Mulan songs, right?
Oh yeah, it's good.
They're kind of embedded in like meme culture a little bit.
Oh yes, absolutely. I don't know if you saw, I posted a bag of memes in the chat earlier, so you know how much I like that. I like memes.
Bag o' memes. Did either of you guys see the Wreck-It Ralph trailer? Wreck-It Ralph 2?
I did.
Ralph breaks the internet.
Nice.
So that one I thought was hilarious. I can't wait for that one with the whole bunnies and the pancakes and the cat and the milkshake thing.
Yeah. I mean,
that's got a September release date?
November 21st.
November? Okay.
I didn't see the first one.
You should watch it. It's really good.
Why?
We're on thin ice, Jake.
Every single time you find a way to just ruin things.
Please don't kill me.
How'd you not see the first Wreck-It Ralph? That's a video game movie.
I know. I tried watching it like 3 or 4 times, and then like something happens in the first 20 minutes where it's like, I gotta go somewhere. I swear to you, that's what happens.
I did see that. I saw somebody post on Reddit saying they missed a huge opportunity, not calling the second one Super Wreck-It Ralph, which I agree with. They should have called it Super Wreck-It Ralph.
That's perfect.
That would be nice.
That's genius.
Yeah. But hey.
What are you gonna do?
I got a question for you.
No.
All right, so you got Chris Hemsworth who plays Thor. He's, a outer space kind of guy.
Outer space kind of, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
What is, wait,
he's
can you
in a different
what
world out in space. Anyway, how do you feel about him fighting aliens as a Men in Black?
Cool.
Oh, yeah. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, so he's in talks to play one of the characters in the new Men in Black remake.
Is Will Smith going to be in it?
No.
I don't want to watch it. Then.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, peace.
From what I saw, they're trying to diversify it. They want to have a young guy, a woman, and an old guy.
Harrison Ford.
God, no.
No.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Do either of you guys know who Kevin Smith is?
Yes.
Is it the silent guy from
Silent Bob?
Yes, that's what I thought.
I had to talk about this because I know our friend Mike, he's going to kill me if I don't. He had a massive, massive heart attack this week.
Is he okay?
Yeah, I mean, borderline, he almost died. What was it? His LAD artery was 100% blocked. They call that the Widowmaker.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah, it was like serious. It was terrible. He said he was at a show, and that whole day he kind of felt like pressure in his chest.
Okay.
He felt like he was gonna be sick. I think he threw up a little bit, and then he got rushed to the ER. But he's doing fine now. The percentage of people who actually survive that kind of surgery is very low. So he's very lucky, but he came out. He's ready. He's already ready to make lifestyle changes. I think he's gonna go vegetarian. I think he already cut out sugar out of his whole diet.
Was he still like kind of weighty recently?
Definitely not as bad as he has been. He did lose weight. So.
Okay.
But no, it's good to see that he's doing good now, and he's ready to take on life again.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Is there gonna be another
scary.
Jay and Silent Bob movie?
They're working on, I think, a couple of different movies. I think they're making another, was it Mallrats, another Clerks? I'm not sure what's really in the works.
Okay.
Jake, I'm honestly afraid to ask. Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy?
I did. I watched both of them.
Okay, so Baby Groot.
Yes.
What do you know of him?
He's a baby.
So,
Groot.
all right. So spoilers a little bit. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy, Groot basically sacrifices himself to save everybody,
He did.
and he dies. But then the next movie, we have this little Groot. So a lot of people just thought, all right, it's Groot reincarnated, like he, just grew. Apparently, this Groot, Baby Groot from the second one, is supposed to be his son. It's not the same Groot.
Oh.
How'd you find that out?
The director? I think it was James Gunn.
I don't like that.
He said, yeah, it's not Groot, it's his son.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't watch. Okay, so I got to say I didn't watch the second one, but
That's okay.
were they like in the movie? Were they like under the impression that it was Groot?
They don't really give an impression. I mean, he just, he's still
blew up.
called Groot.
Yeah.
He calls himself Groot. But yeah, it's basically a spawn of the original Groot. And now this is the new one.
I think my gripe with the second volume of Guardians of the Galaxy is they forced Baby Groot into it way too much. Like they tried making it like all cutesy wootsy the whole time. Like
it's like the Porgs in the new Star Wars.
I don't feel like
it's
the Porgs
like
were really
Minions.
forced as much
It
as
felt like
Groot.
the Minions to me, which is like
Yeah,
they're
the
trying to
Minions.
force something, and it's like, okay, just get this thing off the screen. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. So the 21st Pokemon movie is coming out in
Okay.
Japan.
Yeah. What about USA?
No USA yet. It's probably not
Alright,
going to be
I'm
anytime
out.
soon. But it's called Everyone's Story, and it comes out July 13th in Japan.
Interesting.
I'm actually pretty excited for it. I've pretty much watched all the Pokemon movies. This one takes place in some new area. There's like completely new people. Ash is still in it, obviously.
Good. It wouldn't be the same without him.
No,
Is this new design Ash like they did for the new anime?
no,
or is-
it's back to like just the regular.
okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think it's because instead of like the new one is for the TV show. That's why it looks weird. But since this is a movie, they're trying to just keep it.
I don't even know what the new one looks like. What does that look like?
Yeah,
It's-
it definitely
Like-
looks more cartoony, and it just doesn't really look that good.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely give that a googly after you're done.
I'll Google it.
Zach, would you see that another Pokemon movie?
I would. I haven't watched any of the recent ones.
Mhm.
Can't even remember the last one I watched, but I would definitely watch it.
All right. Well, I got a question for both of you guys.
No.
Dora the Explorer.
Yes.
There is a live action Dora the Explorer movie that's coming
Okay,
out.
what?
I have a question. My question is, who do you think would be directing this movie?
Who?
No,
J.J. Abrams.
I don't even want to know.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. M. Night Shyamalan.
It's actually Michael Bay.
What?
The map.
And-
The map.
Yeah,
Guys.
not even kidding. Michael Bay is directing the new
Why?
live action Dora the
No.
Explorer,
Please.
and it comes out August 2nd
Who's
of
playing Dora?
2019. I don't know yet.
Selena Gomez. Is that racist?
A little bit.
If you haven't asked if this is that racist, it's probably racist.
I'm sorry.
No, but actually, I could actually see that. I could see.
Okay, so you know a lot about movies. Do you know if he's done anything else similar to this, Anthony, or is this just like way out of-
Absolutely not.
Okay,
This is
then-
way out
okay.
in left field. Like no.
Why?
All right, that's
Just
good.
why?
No, and he's coming off of like Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's going to Dora the Explorer.
Okay. Yeah. I'll
right.
watch it.
You'll watch, really?
No.
Out of everything
That-
I tell
that's
you to
something I'll
watch,
watch.
you'll watch live action Dora.
Yeah,
Is that the challenge for 2019?
No,
That
no,
is my
no, it's not.
challenge.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna watch that movie before I finish Kingdom Hearts.
How dare you? That's awful. All right, so let's try to wrap this up. We got
Rapidy.
games releasing this week.
Anything?
Nothing crazy. We got Bravo Team for the PSVR.
What is that?
Don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Fear Effect Somme. What is it?
Wait, is that Fear Effect remake?
I don't know. Sedna.
I think it's like a top-down.
Well,
And
that
the
one.
Fear Effect environment.
That one's coming out
Is
for
that
everything. And
Environment, not environment. Fear Effect World, I guess you would say.
I don't know. I've never even heard of it. I've never heard
It's
of
a
any of
PS1
these
game,
except for
and
like
it
one
was
of them.
4 discs long.
Well, now you can get it on all systems on the 6th. The 6th is basically when all these games are coming out.
Interesting.
Final Fantasy 15 for the PC comes out the 6th.
Oh, I'm actually
Fantix-
pretty excited about that.
Oh yeah, I played the demo for that. You know what? The music itself is gonna make me want to buy that game. I
Really?
think
The game is good.
Florence and the Machine did like some covers of this on some songs and have them in the game. I can't speak. I don't know what's going on, but she has a cover of "Stand by Me" and it's really really good. And I suggest everyone to go check that out.
Well, you
I
can get the
suggest-
game.
And
on
implore
PC.
everyone to get Final Fantasy 15 solely to fish.
The fish.
It's very fun.
Oh gosh,
I'm doing enough fishing in Stardew Valley.
You need to do it in Final Fantasy 15. They have a PSVR fishing game for Final Fantasy 15.
That's
it's
awesome.
called I think it's called Beast of the Deep or something, or Monster of the Deep.
It's
I
called
want that.
Boarsville.
You are boring, Bill.
Here is a link to the song I was talking about. It'll be
Oh,
in chat.
thanks for that. This is why you need to be here live every week, so you can get this cool stuff in
Yeah,
the
sorry
chat.
for everyone that's just listening.
Yeah, even though you can't listen to it yet.
Bye, losers.
They will.
Anyway,
Frantix on the PS4 comes out the 6th.
what is that?
Don't know.
Thank you.
Scribblenauts Showdown.
You know,
what? Scribblenauts is
I-
still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
I love Scribblenauts.
That will be out on all
I
platforms on the
heard
6th.
about this one though. It's a versus.
Yeah, it's a versus game.
I don't like that. I'd rather have it like co-op or something.
I'm sorry, I didn't make it.
Okay, next.
This one's your 4-night princess training story.
Excuse me.
Yep, comes out the 8th.
Can I have
Right?
more information on that?
Yeah, you can look it up on Google. Um, and then finally, to the list of great games I've never heard of, Warhammer Vermintide.
Dude.
Oh, I actually know about Vermintide.
Yeah. me
Okay,
too.
well that comes out on the PC on the 8th.
You can actually play it now if you buy it. You just get like right into the beta. It's essentially Left 4 Dead in the Warhammer universe of rats. It's
Wow.
nothing but rats, pretty much.
It's actually pretty fun to watch. But yeah, it very much so is like a Left 4 Dead just set in this universe.
I think I might get that game though.
I'm interested. I don't like Warhammer at all, but I like this game from what I've seen.
There's a game not coming out this week, but in the future, Sea of Thieves.
Oh yeah,
I think I might get that game.
I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thinking about it too.
definitely.
Well, if you actually get it on Xbox, but you won't because
No,
It
it
ha-
should,
no, it
well,
has
if you
Play
actually
Anywhere.
play it on PC.
Ooh. All right.
Yes.
Well, then
Wait, what?
if you get it, we can.
It has a Play Anywhere where if you have it digitally for Xbox or PC, you can play on
You can play
either
together.
or.
Snap. All right then. There's no.
So we can start our own pirate gang.
Yes, R.
All
R. R.
right. So last but not least, let's go to the movies that are coming out this week.
Wait, can I say something?
No,
Okay.
no. What do you want?
We're going to talk about the movies coming out this week.
Yeah.
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 Last week was kind of so you had Red Sparrow and Death Wish that both performed terribly. I think.
What
they
about
got,
Annihilation? That come out last week?
that was the week?
Yeah, it was
before?
last.
It was the week
Oh, I
Black Panther came out.
I ended up
Yeah.
seeing that movie, and that's the first movie I've seen in a very long time, and
What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I thought the second half of the movie was like I'm on an acid trip.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause I saw it too, and I didn't want to give any spoilers away, but would you
Yeah.
agree with me when I said that it was a good movie, but only for like a certain kind of person?
Yeah, I think it didn't deserve the bomb because I'm pretty sure it like bombed pretty hard.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there was another thing. I don't know if it was just my movie theater, but it was way, way too loud.
Oh my god, there was one point where it was like it actually hurt my ears. I don't think it was just your
I had
ear.
to cover my ears at one point. It was just like, this is killing me, and I don't know. I guess it was the movie theater, or maybe it was actually just the movie. Who knows?
Maybe you have sensitive baby ears. We don't
I
know.
have sensitive baby ears.
The world may never know. So, the one movie that I actually will see this week, A Wrinkle in Time, that comes out the 9th, based off of the books.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you read the
man.
book?
Is that for kids or adults?
Family friendly. Take that as you will. Yeah, I read the
It seems
book.
like it's,
I read the first
it really
book.
seems like it's for kids.
Is it Disney?
Yes,
Okay. Is
But-
it live action?
yes.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey plays one of the main characters.
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon.
How-
I mean, I had to make that joke. every
and
single
Mindy
time.
Kaling, Chris Pine. Yeah. So if you like, scientific fiction, or if you read the book, whatever,
Is the
definitely go
book,
check
like,
that out.
a long read?
No, it's a kid's book. I
Yes.
think it was like on the reading list in elementary school.
Perfect.
Then we got all these movies come out this week. The Strangers, Pray at Night, Gringo, The Hurricane Heist, which I thought was going to be like one of those like sci-fi channel.
that looks so bad.
I thought it was like the Sharknado movie. But,
It looks and it's probably on the level of Sharknado. It looks terrible.
well, this is actually a theatrical release, so
Why?
no idea.
Zach, have you seen a trailer for that?
No, I have not.
Oh,
Don't waste your time.
Don't.
I'm the guy who doesn't watch trailers.
Oh
yeah,
you're a weirdo.
I'm gonna make you watch it.
And then you got
You're
The
not gonna watch
Forgiven, Thoroughbreds, and The Leisure Seeker.
What?
I
What?
don't know. I can't read my handwriting. So
You can't read
basically,
your own handwriting.
go
Put it
see
in a
Wrinkle
Google
in Time.
Doc.
Go see A Wrinkle in Time this weekend, and then we'll have better ones coming out next week.
Okay. All right. I think we crunched everything this week.
Yeah, that's it. That's everything. Like I said, it was a smorgasbord. It was all over the place,
We really didn't have much to talk
but
about.
we took it down.
We started. It's still an hour and 12 minutes though.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty good length. So
Well, in closing, just want to show, I want to plug in our Facebook page. Same title, Video Game Crunch. Go like us up on Facebook.
all of our links are in the page.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which we haven't posted on yet. Maybe we should probably just delete that, honestly.
I
Who
don't
uses
know why you made
Instagram?
that.
We'll keep it
But
for now. Who knows?
whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, you go anywhere on a video media, you'll find us. Video
Yeah.
Game Crunch.
Video Game Crunch.
Like
Google
our
it,
page. Give us rates on Facebook.
please.
Tell your friends, please. Tell your family. Tell people. That's how we grow.
Yeah.
It's basically just,
Literally nothing but family and friends are watching right now, probably.
pretty much, yeah.
And
So
there's nothing
thank
wrong
you.
with that. We appreciate it, all of you.
Thank you. Thank everyone.
All 10s of them.
So, yeah, I don't have any closing remarks except for Crunch.
Terrible.
Video Game Crunch. That's it.
Jake, where can people find you at?
They can find me at twitch.tv/socks68. It's on the page.
Socks, like the thing you put on your
Yes, Socks68.
foot. All right.
Yeah.
Recently
Um,
partnered, I must say. Congratulations on that.
Well, not partnered, affiliated with Twitch.
Affiliated.
Yeah, recently affiliated. Congrats.
Yeah. I can spam my emotes in chat if you want to look at them. I have emotes if you want to subscribe.
So definitely go check Jake out.
There
also-
you go. Have fun with those.
I also just want to throw out a shout out to our friend Paul Giovanni. He actually is the one who made our music for our opening. So
Yes.
thank you, Paul.
Thank you,
Definitely
Paul.
appreciative of that. And again, shout out to Keanu. He made our logo.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, like I said, like us up on Facebook, and if you see the community questions, definitely partake,
Yeah.
answer, and be part of the show.
Oh, it'll be a fun
Yeah.
time.
If you have any
Yeah.
feedback, or if you have any positive or negative feedback, you can. I think,
Yeah, that's another thing. If you guys, have anything you want to see us do, anything you like, didn't like, go on Facebook, get in touch with us. Jake, we have an email. What's our email?
Contact.videogamecrunch@gmail.com.
That's the one. All right, so for myself, Anthony, Jake Redfield, and Zach DeSillis, I would like to say have a great night and game on.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.